want to talk about the issues that we've had with the van.
Well, we've been on the road. Well, actually, it started in Lake Geneva when we went to a wedding. The first thing that happened was we started out with a dead battery. When we bought the van had a deep cell RV battery in it, and then when the battery went dead, popped the hood only to find out that the battery was swapped out with a car battery from the guy that we had bought it from. Then we go into Arkansas. We started out with tranny problems where we weren't shifting. We had a hole in our vacuum line. After traveling through the mountains, the oil got extremely dark. We decided to take it in for an oil change. And that's when all hell broke loose. He found a manifold leak that was leaking antifreeze. The rear seal in the differential of the rear end was leaking gear lobe oil. And again, all this we had checked out in Minnesota before we left, but the auto repair service that had checked it out did not do a proper, thorough job of checking out our van, because the van obviously had some problems. We got the van back after the auto place had it for 2 days. When we got the van back, we decided to leave at night in the van to head to South Carolina, which was a big mistake because the video that you've seen of me and the blue poncho is... We're in Georgia. Is me changing a spare tire that we had a blowout at 70 miles an hour. 5 lanes of freeway, flat tire. Finally, we get off from the inside lane over to the outside onto the shoulder. We're stuck behind another car that's stalled, which then we waited till the freeway to clear. It was a very busy night. It's amazing how busy Atlanta's freeways are. Pulled out, went around the stalled car, came up another quarter of a mile because we knew that there was an exit ramp ahead. And lo and behold, there was a tow truck picking up a car. So, which we thought was great because we thought that when the tow truck, after he hooked up the car, would go up the exit ramp with his lights on and we'd be behind it with this flat tire, that we'd be safe. But the tow truck darted out onto the freeway, took off, left us alone to go up at the exit ramp on our own. And that's the video that you're about to see. And it was a very...
sketchy part of town.
We have left our farm no more than a half hour ago.
Our friend's farm.
After having extensive work done to the truck, we're on the freeway and half of our tread on our tire peeled off at 70 miles an hour. Sounded like we ran somebody over or something over. It's pouring rain. We're in a truck stop right now. It's raining harder.
We have a spare, though.
We have a spare. I think we're in a scary part of Atlanta. The first filling station we pulled into, we had some people waving us over that were drinking beer that was not cool.
So now we're at a pilot truck stop.
We're at a pilot truck stop, and I'm going to attempt to change the tire and hopefully have all the tools. You know what's even funniest about this? Is all the bikes and shit gonna come off.
Oh,
because I have to get in the back because that's where the jack is, I think. I'm hoping that I put it on the side panel, but I think the jack... Well, I know that the jack that came with the truck is in there, but I brought another jack that would be easier to use.
Well, can I crawl?
So wish me luck.
Can I crawl under the bed and open that hatch thing?
No.
That would be a lot easier.
Because everything on top of it is piled on top of it that I just loaded up from the farm. I loaded it's on the very bottom of the storage container, and I got to load it with stuff.
And I told John that I'm ready to throw in the towel.
She's ready to throw the towel in now like I was, but we can't throw the towel that far because we're over 1,000 miles away from home
we don't
have.
Yeah.
Wish us luck, folks.
I don't know.
Wish us luck. Please, like and subscribe. We need money.
Oh, no.
As a security guard came out And I actually think he was concerned for me because I'm out there changing the tire in pouring rain, and this guy helped out a great deal. The tire on, we got our head kind of back together. We were in a little bit of a state of shock because it was a little scary. We decided to head back to Alex and Aaron's farm. We were only a half hour away from them, and we had just started the journey to South Carolina, is what we were trying to do. I think the reason that I wanted to go that night was because we had already had reservations for another campsite. We had canceled one night. We had 2 remaining nights, and for some reason I felt that we needed to be there. We ended up buying 2 new rear tires, threw them on the back of the truck, and then when we get to Florida, we're planning on swapping out the other 2. It's kind of a shame because the tires had a lot of tread. They appeared to be brand new, but then again, the road track had been stored before we bought it, and we know that if some vehicles are stored, that the rubber absolutely gets destroyed from sitting, gets dry rot, the sun does a number on the tires. And it's a whole nother situation when your van breaks down. It's not like I said before, it's not like when your vehicle just breaks down, you bring it in and have it fixed. It's where we live, it's where we spend every night. Thank goodness we were with Alex and Aaron, who gave us their couch that night.
Yep.
We didn't know how long it was going to take. They told it was going to take us a day to fix it, but it ended up being 2. We had broken our rule. We had already talked about all this before we even left Minnesota, how we were going to be off the road by 3. We weren't going to travel at night. We have learned our lesson where we are going to travel during the day and stay off the major interstates, which is all right with me because the side roads are more fun than the interstate anyways because you see a lot more.
I hate the interstate.